Amendment 67, tabled by the Noble Lord Lucas, would require terms relating to personal attributes to be defined consistently across government data. The government believes that public sector data should continue to be collected based on user needs for data and any applicable legislation. But I fully recognise the need for standards and consistency in data required for research and evaluation. Harmonisation creates more meaningful statistics that allow users to better understand a topic. It is also an important part of the Code of Practice for Statistics. The Code recommends using harmonised standards unless there is a good reason not to. As I set out in last week's debate, the government believes that data accuracy is essential to deliver services that meet citizens' needs and ensures accurate evaluation and research as a result of that. If I may, I'd like to set out to the Noble Lord some work that is ongoing in this space. The Office for Statistics Regulation published guidance on collecting and reporting data about sex and gender identity in February 24, and the Government Statistical Services published a work plan for updated, harmonised standards and guidance on sex and gender identity in December of 24, and will take into account the needs for accurate metadata. The Sullivan Review explores these issues in detail and should be published shortly. It will be taken into account as the work progresses. In addition, the Government Digital Service has started work on developing data standards on key entities and their attributes to ensure the way data is organised, stored and shared is consistent between public authorities. This work has been commenced via the Domain Expert Group on the Person Entity, which has representation from organisations including the Home Office, HMRC, Office for National Statistics, NHS England, Department for Education, Ministry of Justice, the Local Government Association and Police Digital Service. The group has been established as a pilot under the Data Standards Authority to help ensure consistency across organisations. As I said last week, it is the government's belief that these matters are crucial and do need to be considered carefully, but are more appropriately considered holistically outside of this bill. The intention of this bill is not to define or remark on the specific definitions of sex or gender or other aspects of data definition. It is, of course, to make sure that the data that's collected can be made available. And I've reiterated my point that the data does need to be based in truth and need to be consistent and clear. And there's work going on to make this, these new regulations, new approaches to this absolutely clear. As such, I urge the Noble Lord to consider withdrawing his amendment.
My Lords, I'm very grateful to the Minister for that explanation. I'm particularly glad to know that the Sullivan Review will be published soon. I look forward very much to reading that. And I'm pleased by the direction the government is moving. Nonetheless, we only get a bill every now and again. I do think we need to give the government the powers that this amendment offers. I would hate Noble Lords opposite to feel that they'd stayed here this late to no purpose. So I beg leave to test the opinion of the House.